In this video, all students will be able to graph standard form inequalities. So we're going to graph them. Standard form, you may remember, is ax plus by equals c, and inequalities contain these symbols. So how do we graph something that is in ax plus by form and it's an inequality? Okay, you'll remember the shortcuts. These are the shortcuts. Using a solid line and shaded above is greater than or equal to. Using a solid line but shaded below is less than or equal to. Using a dotted line but shading above is greater than. And using a dotted line but shading below is less than. So number 1, you'll notice that this is in standard form. So we can minus the 3x over. We get 6y is greater than negative 3x plus 6. Divide by 6's. And we get y is greater than, oh, I forgot, this year I wrote it like this. Divide by 6's. There we go. Negative 3 over 6 becomes negative 1/2. And 6 divided by 6 is 1. So this is easier to graph. Plus 1, and it's going down negative 1 over 2, negative 1 over 2. So down 1 over 2. If I work backwards, it's up 1 and back 2. This is going to be a dotted line. This is going to be a dotted line. I don't think I have the ability to do a dotted line on here. So I'm just going to have to write it in. And it's greater than, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to shade above. We're going to shade above. Okay, so we got y by itself, and then we went ahead and used slope and y-intercept. We're only going to do one more example, and watch out, we got a tricky problem over here. If you don't know who this meme is based off of, it's off of a scientist. His name is Neil deGrasse Tyson, and you need to know him. Alright, so here's this tricky problem that I was just talking about. Okay, so we're going to minus the 6x over. And I'm going to bring down, what am I bringing down? I'm bringing down, let me see if you can see it, negative 4y. Negative 4y is greater than or equal to negative 6x plus 12. Okay, now what are we going to have to divide by on both sides? We're going to have to divide by negative 4. Negative 4, negative 4. Okay, now here's the tricky part. This is why it's tricky. Okay, this is why it's tricky. You should have something going off in your head. When we divide by negative, we must flip the symbol. A negative divided by negative is a positive, so this is going to be a positive slope, and 6 over 4 reduces to 3 over 2. Then right here, positive 12 divided by negative 4 is negative 3. So we're going to start at negative 3. We're going to go up 3 over 2. And it's going to be a solid line. It's going to be a solid line, but it's going to be shaded below. If a student did not flip the symbol like they were supposed to, okay, if a student did not flip the symbol like they were supposed to, they would have shaded in the wrong area. So please make sure that you're shading correctly. When you divide by negative, you must flip the symbol. If you divide by negative, if you divide by a negative, you must flip the symbol. Alright, maybe we can decorate this a little bit. This is our last slide. That's all the numbers that, or all the problems that we're going to do together. So I'm not concerned about using some of your time. Don't forget, if you divide by negative, you must flip the symbol. Thanks, honey bunnies.